The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Broncos and the Buccaneers, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 6. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year of the NFL now.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And incomplete to open things up. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll look to throw. Dumps it off to Fournette. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll look to throw. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
They go play action here on first down. They'll swing this out to Fournette. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. Gonzalez's kick is good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So they'll likely get a few more drives before we see the second team, but a good start for the first unit with 3 points.
Yeah, good start, and now they want to see them build on it because you're exactly right. They'll get a few more drives at this stage of the preseason. Can they continue to evolve and add to what we just saw in the first drive?
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A first carry now. This is Williams. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Walters. Pass complete to Judy on the out route. And he will have a Broncos 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the 1st down there, help them relax a little bit.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. James has got it. Complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Holding offense.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Well, that's Garrett Bowles, the former first-round pick, the guilty party. To throw on 2nd down, Walters. Over the middle, complete. It's James. Hook up a 15 yards there. That brings up 3rd and 5 now. Back to throw. Walters. Got a man. It's Judy, complete. And he will have a Broncos 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Williams. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's caught left side by Judy. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Walters. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. They'll drop to throw. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 34. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. A first carry for Rachaad White. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll set up a throw. Looks for White, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out come the Bucs now. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the gut, Fournette. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 21. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throw left side, hauled in by Otten. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now a give up the middle. This is White. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So the Broncos coming out now. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. Throwing to start the drive. Walters, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it now 13-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. And Denver getting set to take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, Walters. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. James. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. From the gun on third down, Walters. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Going old reliable there to the slot on third down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the ground, it's James. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. Past the 20. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. The Broncos are about set to go on offense.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be third and forever. And that is incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Yep. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Yeah, and on third down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Buying time to his left. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. They run it with James. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken from just outside the 30. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man is Duvernay. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. He finds his man complete. It's James. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st and 10, Walters. He finds his man complete. That's James. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play. And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Throwing on first down. Walters steps away to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Walters. Throw left side complete. That's James. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Walters. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the 2nd half. They begin with a run by Fournette. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
2nd down, back to Fournette.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's James. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Off the bootleg. Walters. They'll roll him out right. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here. These last few plays, they have moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Williams again. And this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line. Williams diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown.
That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point attempt to come here. That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded right around the 8. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Read option. This is White.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. It's caught. This is White. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays, and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
First down, here's White. Good footwork at the 30. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. He'll drop to throw. Here's White. They set up the screen. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet, but not a whole lot of space down at the 30. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got it. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Chris Godwin, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Buccaneers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
They will run it. It's Fournette. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Denver's offense now set to go. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short, because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the first down.
To throw is Rush. They'll get this underneath to Madison. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down. Throwing here, Rush. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Rush. Got his man, it's Dulcich. And he will have a Broncos first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Rush. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or really something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's Rush to throw. Caught on the slant. Touchdown. Jerry Jeudy. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run from Jerry Jeudy. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now it's the backup Tannehill. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun, Tannehill. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And that one covering an even 63 yards in the air. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. That is caught at the 7. And the Bucs are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Quentin Morris from 4 yards out. And the Buccaneers have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up 1st downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down. Now rush.
That's taken in by Dulcich. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Back to throw again.
Same connection. Dulcich once again. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rush. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
A first down carry here for Johnson.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. Here's Johnson again on second down.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Tannehill now on the option left. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, first down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ryan Tannehill, a 12-yard touchdown run, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone, and you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out, and I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Holding, receiving team.
So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
He's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Eluded. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Up the middle, Johnson. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. The partner under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.